National Football League on EA Sports. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He got his reps in last week, finishing with over 300 passing yards. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers on Thursday night primetime.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City.
Tonight we're on to week 2 of the NFL season, as we've got a good one here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
2 teams here fresh off week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports?
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Time to get our first look at one of the star faces of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City offense. Really the gold standard among NFL offenses since he became the starter in 2018.
When talking about Patrick Mahomes, what's a normal season for him is probably a career year for 99% of the other quarterbacks in the game today. 4,800 yards, 37 touchdowns, and a 4th straight trip to the AFC.
This is intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him. Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Los Angeles taking the field, led by Justin Herbert, third-year man out of Oregon, whose career is off to an incredibly productive start. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Quick slant complete to Keenan Allen. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
One of the league's best and most consistent wide receivers in his 10th season in the league. Keenan Allen is just automatic at this point. Nice catch from him there for a first down. 100 catches, 1,100 yards, at least 6 touchdowns a season. Wash, rinse, repeat. But let's not take him for granted. He's a terrific player.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. Touchdown, Chargers! Keenan Allen halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Chargers are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season. but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good. Now a hit and a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
A costly mistake there in the return game, and that is not how you want to answer an opening touchdown.
Yeah, and your defense is asking you a lot of questions right now because you're already down 7-0. You turn the ball over, they've got to go right back out there to try and keep it from getting to 14-0.
Running on first down, Eckler. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. It's Eckler again. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Herbert.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. L.A. set to take over again on offense. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
And the Chiefs force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
Well, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record?
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. For Keenan Allen, that's complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
Well, they're able to come away with the interception, Charles. They aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it with a field goal.
Yeah, and anytime you do force a turnover, you have to come out of it with points. Everybody wants 6. They'll take the 3 there. Now it's their opportunity to do it again.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Mahomes going to throw. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the 1st quarter.
The 2nd quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, Mahomes finding his burner Hardman for the KC 1st.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
And pass complete to Moore. The Chiefs at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. And now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do...
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. He threw the pick six the last time out just a moment ago. Now 3 total interceptions for him in this ball game. He's had his struggles. 1st and 10 here.
Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six.
And this is going to fall to the ground. Incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster.
Finding space at the 40.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Sebastian Joseph Day
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Mahomes dancing to his left.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st. To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll find Smith-Schuster again.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And again, it's Mahomes.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Give him 2 on the play there, and it'll give the Chiefs a 1st down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Buying time to his left. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The Chiefs now going to use the 1st of their timeouts. It's just their 1st, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Chiefs have got it back to within a score.
Partner, wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they just shut down right away. Don't bring me that Joe College stuff. Well, guess what? The college game has definitely infiltrated its way into the NFL.
Yeah, and these guys, when you're seeing the option defensively, you got to stick to your assignments. I know that's cliche. They didn't do it there.
And option football means exactly what you just talked about. Assignment football for defenders. And that drives them crazy because you have to think your way through a play as opposed to just reacting and making the play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it.
The Chargers getting set to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A 10-yard pickup, but it's enough for a Charger 1st down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
On first down, it's Herbert. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Herbert on first down now. And he wisely will throw that one away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Herbert.
Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. We'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Hopkins' kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee in the final couple seconds. Will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break.
Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback.
So here are the Chargers to take over. They were winners last week defeating the Raiders, and right now they're in the driver's seat here as they start off 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. He's got a man, that's Keenan Allen. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll fake the handoff, now Herbert. Going back to Allen, he's got him again. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Working with a lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Now a give running left as Eckler gets around him. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. On first down, Justin Herbert. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. To throw again on second down, Herbert.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
He's at the 30, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Butker on for the PAT. And that one puts them on top here in the third. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Chris Jones busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Herbert.
And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Herbert now. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And he'll take this close to a first down at the Chiefs' 25. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw.
Into the hands of Williams across the formation.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He finds his receiver Williams for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams,
his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Chargers have taken a 4th quarter lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
They're going to try and run, and he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he gets to the end zone.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 24-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Here's Edwards-Helaire.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd and a yard, Mahomes. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
Khalil Mack had just 6 sacks in 7 games in 2021 due to a foot injury. Now he's in Los Angeles with the Chargers, and they believe they have themselves the best 1-2 combo in football, with he and Joey Bosa coming off the edge.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. And this is caught. He hits more. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. So another touchdown for him on the year now, Charles. He had 2 in the opener last week, and hits pay dirt for a 3rd time here.
And with good health, he's got a really good chance to be up there among the leaders in touchdowns scored when this season comes to an end. Quick question, partner. Is it bad luck to toast him with a sports drink?
Not at all, partner. I think that's a fantastic idea. Cheers. And here's Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it.
Herbert and the Chargers down by a field goal, just under 2 minutes to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Butker now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. L.A. readies for its next possession.
We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Finding Allen, and they're going to get this up to midfield. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Herbert. He's got Eckler.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Herbert going to throw.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by L'Jarius Sneed.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we just...
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Mecole Hardman, 70 yards. And the Chiefs are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling, but inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Herbert on 3rd down now. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Herbert back to the air. Ebron caught left side. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Here's Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with the referee.
Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
That one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance led by the offense, too. And really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Kansas City, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile,
yeah.